Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to unravel a story that's been 3,000 years in the making. We're going to trace this incredible thread that connects an ancient prophecy, a tribe of seafarers, and a tiny, almost forgotten island community. So, it all starts with a question that honestly sounds a little impossible, right? How could a blessing given to an ancient Israelite tribe way up in the hills of Galilee have anything to do with a community of scholars on a little island off the coast of North Africa? To find the answer, we have to go way back to an age of kings and empires. So our story actually begins not in ancient Israel itself, but with its really powerful neighbors to the north, the Phoenicians. These were a maritime people, true masters of the sea, who built this massive trading empire all across the Mediterranean. Okay, so this right here is a crucial connection. The people that history books call the Phoenicians, the expert sailors and traders, are the very same people the Bible calls the inhabitants of Tyre and Sidon. It's really just one group, seen through two different historical lenses. And their relationship with ancient Israel, well, it was about to change everything. And listen, this wasn't just some casual trade agreement. No, this was a deep, strategic alliance. King Hiram of Tyre was a super close ally of King David and his son Solomon. He provided not just the famous cedars of Lebanon for the first temple, but also the skilled artisans needed to build it. Their partnership even extended to the seas, where they literally merged their navies into a joint fleet that sailed to the furthest corners of the known world. So that powerful naval alliance, that was all happening at the kingdom level. But within Israel itself, one specific tribe was prophesied to have this unique destiny, a destiny tied directly to the sea. And, you guessed it, their Phoenician neighbors. Thousands of years ago, the patriarch Jacob blessed his son Zebulun with these words: "He shall dwell at the shore of the sea, with his border, or his flank, right up against the major Phoenician port city of Sidon." The prophecy itself literally hardwired this tribe to the masters of the sea. And you can see it right here on the map. While Zebulun's own territory didn't directly touch the water, its northern border was just a stone's throw from Phoenician lands. This wasn't an accident. It totally set the stage for a partnership. I mean, who better to learn the art of sailing and trade from than the best in the world? But now the story takes a turn, from geography to mysticism, because ancient Jewish wisdom suggests this blessing wasn't just about where Zebulun would live, but about what they were destined to do. To get this next part, we have to look at the Zohar. So what is the Zohar? Well, it's a foundational text of Jewish mysticism, or Kabbalah. The Zohar doesn't just read the Bible literally. It's always looking for deeper, hidden meanings, for future prophecies tucked away inside the text. And what it found in Zebulun's blessing was pretty extraordinary. You see, the Zohar reinterprets this blessing as a full-blown prophecy. Zebulun's destiny wasn't just to live near the sea, but to actually go on the sea and conquer islands. Now, we're not talking military force here, but influence, establishing a presence in really far-flung places. So, where did they go? Well, they followed the Phoenician sea lanes, establishing colonies all across the Mediterranean. One of their most famous was Carthage, in modern-day Tunisia. And right next to Carthage, there's this small but really significant island, Jerba. Suddenly, the prophecy of the islands has a name. But here's the twist. The historical Jewish community of Jerba, well, they weren't known for being merchants or sailors. Not at all. They were famous for something else entirely, which reveals a whole other layer to this ancient prophecy. This slide describes this really famous ancient partnership. You see, Zebulun had a brother tribe, Issachar, and they had this incredible symbiotic relationship. The deal was, Zebulun, the worldly merchant, would go out into the world and provide financial support for the tribe of Issachar, who would then dedicate themselves completely to the study of Torah. One tribe handled the material world, the other the spiritual. So this brings us right back to our island. If the path was paved by the seafaring spirit of Zebulun, what kind of community actually put down roots there? Were they traders or were they scholars? It turns out the community of Jeherba lived exactly like the tribe of Issachar. For centuries, they were famous for being a society of devoted Torah scholars. They lived these simple, ascetic lives and were often supported by donations from other Jewish communities. So Zebulun may have paved the way to the island, but it was the spirit of Issachar that truly defined it. Now, this ancient spiritual pattern, It's not just some abstract idea from a history book. It's a living force that has echoed down through the centuries, right into our modern era. And it culminates in this unbelievable story of miraculous survival and an astonishing personal connection. Okay, fast forward to World War II. In December 1943, Nazi officers on Jerba give the community's rabbis this impossible ultimatum: come up with 50 kilograms of gold or face execution and the destruction of the ghettos. The community was poor. They could only gather 40.5 kilos. That night, as the rabbis prayed, the local goldsmiths desperately melted the gold, adding other metals to try and increase its weight. But they never had to deliver it. The very next morning, before the Nazis could return, Allied forces bombed the island, completely eliminating the threat. It was nothing short of a miracle. The story of Jerba is just incredible. It's about survival, about faith, and it's clearly shaped by these deep, ancient patterns. But the most amazing part isn't what happened in 1943 or even 3,000 years ago. It's what's happening right now. Get this. There's a modern family with roots in Jerba, and they have 5 sons named Shimon, Levi, Yehuda, Issachar, and Zebulun, the exact biblical order of the first 5 sons of Leah. I mean, what are the odds? A remarkable coincidence? Maybe, but the story doesn't end there. Here, today, in the 21st century, the youngest of these brothers, whose name is Zebulun, is the primary caregiver for his older brother, whose name is Issachar. The ancient partnership, that 3,000-year-old spiritual dynamic of the provider and the scholar, it is literally playing out in their lives. A prophecy that wasn't just fulfilled in history, but is being embodied in a family today. It just makes you wonder, doesn't it? This story, woven through scripture and mysticism and history, finds its ultimate expression in the simple, loving relationship between 2 brothers. And it leaves us with one final thought. How many other ancient stories, these deep patterns of human connection, are still being lived out right now, right in front of our very eyes?